In today's video, I am going to be breaking down basketball plays that do not use screens. The reason being is there are a few younger leagues in North America that do not allow screens, but mainly Europe until kids get a lot older. I think under the age of 16, I might be mistaken, but around that age is when they are starting to allow to use screens. But under that age, you're not allowed to use screens. So here are a few plays that you can run that do not use screens, and believe me, these are killer, especially for teams that, even leagues that allow screens. These plays will destroy a lot of teams. Really quickly, if you want to make sure that you run some of these plays perfectly or have more ideas of different plays that you can run, make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense, which is down in the description below, because a lot of these plays that I'm going to be showing you will start in the 5-out because we want spacing. Spacing is very important, especially when you're not setting screens. So in this first play, we're going to start in 5-out, and we're going to have player 1 pass to player 4, but as soon as player 4 gets that ball, he needs to pass to player 3 as fast as possible. After these passes, we're going to have player 1 cut to the low post. This is extremely important because now we need to get that ball into the low post. In fact, I've actually ran this play with a couple of different teams, and at the high school level, it is extremely useful, and you can get some weak side dunks quite easily off of this play. See, what happens now is a lot of the defenders will start paying attention to the low post because the ball is in the low post and they do not want the ball there. This now opens up the weak side wing cut from player 5. This can be a lob dunk. I've had a few lob dunks off of this play. If he is not open, he's going to cycle out and player 2 is going to lift. Now the strong side player is going to cut from the wing. If he's open, you can dump the pass off to him and he can score. I've had not many dunks off of this one, but I've had a lot of layups off this one. Now, if he is not open, he is going to clear out. Player 2 needs to sprint all the way around to this wing. Player 5 needs to lift and head to the point, and at this time player 4 needs to then clear out to this wing. While player 2 is sprinting around, he needs to be met with a pass. He needs to receive that pass as soon as he gets there. You cannot wait, or else you're not getting that ball out of that low post. Obviously, player 1 could have scored as well. That's always an option. However, now he's going to cycle himself out to this corner, and we want to swing this ball around as fast as possible to player 4 and then into player 1. We want this reverse pass done as fast as possible. As soon as player 5 gets that pass and passes it off to player 4, he's going to cut to the low post. Now, we're going to be passing into player 5, and now again, just like the other side, player 2 is going to cut weak side, layup if it's open, if not he's cycling out, and player 3 lifts. Strong side cuts. If nothing happens, we have player 3 sprint all the way around to this wing, and he needs to get that pass. Player 2 goes to the point. This should be done really quickly. And player 4 gets that ball, player 5 gets this ball, and player 2 cuts as fast as possible. Obviously, any of these players who are swinging the ball, if they are open, they can take the shot or the drive. The biggest mistake that younger players get into is they run plays exactly the way they should be. They become machines or soldiers or whatever, and they don't allow themselves open creativity. As a coach, we need to be able to tell our players, hey, while the play calls for you to swing that pass or swing that ball as fast as humanly possible, I still want you to be a threat. I still want you to receive that ball, look at the rim. Do I have a drive? Do I have a shot? If not, that's when you swing. But you need to make that thought fast. You need to be scanning the floor and knowing what's happening before you receive that pass. As soon as you receive it, can I drive? Can I shoot? If not, pass. And that decision has to be made extremely quickly. But now, get that pass back into player 2. And again, the exact same thing happens. Weak side, strong side cut. Cycle through, and it's the exact same thing that's happened on the other side. Get that pass out, and we continue to cycle our way through as fast as possible. Now, drive, kick, swing is another fantastic option. Player 1 is going to drive. Because he drove to the basket, player 5 lifts, player 3 lifts. Now, we can kick that ball out to player 3. And at this time, player 3 can drive or swing the ball. Player 1 is going to fill the open spot. If player 3 drives, we want player 1 to lift. Player 3 can kick out, kick out. He's got options. Let's say he kicks out to player 4. He's then going to fill out. And let's say player 4 passes. He passed over to player 5. Now, player 4 cuts. He may be open for a pass. If not, player 2 cycles up. Player 4 moves out. And let's say player 5 drives. Well, he drives, fill, lift. And then if he continues to drive past that gap defender, now player 4 can move back down to the corner because this is a much easier pass. Player 5 kicks it. Player 4 drives this side, for example. If he does, player 5 now fills out to that corner. Now you can continue. This is just simple rules that you can implement in this drive, kick, swing offense. Obviously, there is pass and cut, fill. Yes, these are basic offenses that you can run. Yes, pass, cut, fill. And of course, player 4 fills out, player 2. Very basic, but you kind of, unless you're coaching really young kids, you can teach this, but you want to try and implement more creative strategies. For example, mixing in not just pass and cut, but being able to mix in drive, kick, swing, pass, cut, things like that. Multiple plays in one, and just basically reading off of your teammates and reading off of the defense and being able to attack in different ways. You can also run this in the high post. I also would rather have my big players start in the corners. But for example, we can have player 5 cut to the high post, and while he's cutting to the high post, we get an entry pass from player 1. When this happens, we're going to have the weak side wing cut, and this may be a good backdoor cut. If it's not open, he's going to cycle his way out. Player 4 is going to lift. At this time, we're going to have player 3. He is going to be switching with player 1, and player 1 is going to cut. If he's open, you can hit him up with a pass. Anytime you switch, for example here, player 1 and 3 were up top, they're not screening for each other. They're just switching. And this, if the defense is not talking, or if the defense talks and makes a mistake saying one person switches or whatever, then this backdoor cut may be open. If it's not, player 1 fills out. We could have player 5 pass out to player 3, and we can call another player to the high post. We can also have player 3 cut backdoor. There's a lot of different options. I would rather a pass out. Player 1 would lift. Player 5 goes out. Let's say they call for player 4 in the high post. Well, pass the ball to player 4, and we can have ourselves the weak side wing cut yet again. And then the strong side corner cut. We may have options. If he's not open, maybe have him lift. Player 3 fills out. Now he passes out. Maybe we can have these guys. It's just all reading and reacting at this point. It's just movement, off-ball movement in general. There's no real set rule in this other than trying to fill and move as much as possible the 5-out spots while having a guy in the high post so that we can get some off-ball cuts. That's essentially all we're trying to do in this play. There's nothing special to it. So make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again.